guys a quick update with what we've got going on in here so far. Trying to clean up a little so you can get a better look at what we've done in the last couple of days. Sort of clean.
Good enough?
I think that's good enough. So as you can see, we have our bed platform, and that's been done for a few days. And that was the easy part during this kind of construction. And I think we've completed the most difficult part of all of the woodworking we're going to have to do, which are the side cabinets and the structural support for all of this. As we're all going to sleep on this platform, us two on the bottom, the kids on the top. This needs to support a lot of weight. So we've done that by using 2x3s and 3/4 inch birch ply. And that's, at this point, all screwed together. We did a live stream earlier this morning, and we went through a lot of the stuff already. But the live stream, by the time this video goes up, would have been several days old. And hopefully by the time this video goes up, in the chronological order of things, we would be done, at least very close to being done. But here we have the side cabinets completed, and today what we did is we put the caps, the tops in, and all the side panels in, all the small ones that are on the top, and that closes everything in and puts the screws into all the different pieces and give it a lot more rigidity. And now this whole thing is now acting basically as one piece.
Taken us days to get this far, because there's a lot of staring, there's a lot of calculating. Is this is load bearing? So
yeah, which piece needs to go on top or bottom? What can it go on the side?
We're not just randomly putting cabinets up. We're thinking about the structural supports.
Right.
With it.
So for example, when you see these like side panels, everything that's on the top, everything that's load bearing, actually every piece that we're using anyways, overlaps any vertical support, so it sits on top of it. And that way when there's pressure coming down on it, it'll apply pressure evenly across everything. And these smaller pieces specifically that we just put up this morning, or today, we've tried to fit it much better than we have some of these other like larger pieces that go in the back that are unseen. Still, you know, there's like some gaps here because this big piece, like they're not cut totally evenly, and we've done the best we can given the tools that we have. We don't have a full workshop. We just have circular saw, jigsaw, and a chop saw, and our neighbor let us borrow a couple sawhorses, so that's been helpful.
Pocket hole thing.
I got the pocket hole jig, nails, 2 drills, so that's actually really helpful. Pre-drilling everything with one and then using the other one with a screw bit on it already, so that really helps to speed things up. But a lot of this has just been figuring out the logistics before we commit, and we've done as close as we can to try to make these two sides like symmetrical, mirror images. When you get to the higher parts, it's off here and there by like a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch, but I think that's just going to be expected.
I think it's pretty good for us not doing this before.
Yeah, we've never done anything like this before. No. I've never even built like wooden boxes out of plywood before. So
I made a frame once.
I made a bunk bed once.
The first place we lived together.
Yeah, but that would have been like, God, how long ago was that? 90...
Probably 20 years ago.
97, 98 probably, yeah, 20 years ago. So we've had a lot of experience with RVs, trailers, truck campers, and all the things that need to go in it. So we have a lot of practical knowledge of the things that we're going to need. And all that practical knowledge comes in really helpful in figuring out how to build the spaces that we need. So that's been handy. And we know by the time we electrify this, by the time we have plumbing in this is going to be perfect for us.
Yeah. If this was our first time building it out and not camping or anything, it would be way more overwhelming. It's like, I don't know, we need cabinets everywhere. We need you know, I don't know.
We need a lot of storage. Whereas, had we done this from the beginning, before we have full-time ever, living in an RV ever in our lives, we would not have known all the different things that we would want to have.
Yeah.
So this made it really clear what we needed to have and what we need to build into all this.
Yeah.
So, for example, like, you know, we made this little side storage, perfect for our portable solar panel. So it slides in and out, and it goes in perfectly, so the door can still close.
That's something we need.
Yeah, that's something we need for sure. This we also need, which is on this side. This is a extendable ladder, which I need to get up to the roof. Unless we get a luminous ladder on the side, which we're contemplating, but we're not sure if we want to spend the money. Yeah. And then all the storage down below, you see down there, all that storage down there, it's measured exactly to 16 inches. And from the bottom, from the top of our bed platform to this is 28 inches. And from this to the top of the, or to the bottom of the headliner to where you touch the headliner, that's another 28 inches. So we've split this space evenly for the two sleeping platforms. And that's all calculated based on how tall this whole thing is and how much space we need to slide things in. And this is 16 inches because we had to figure out what's the biggest thing we're going to put in here and how tall does it have to be. Turns out it's this thing. This just fits.
That's exact same size as our portable toilet too.
Right, and our
So-
portable toilet is also about that height. So we couldn't have made this any lower. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I mean, we could put it out sideways, but this would only work if there's no water in it. Whenever there's water in it, we want to be able to carry multiple jugs like this.
That lady every day.
Every
just
day.
Speeding her.
Blast through here. So we want to carry multiple of these Aquatainer jugs. These are great. These are 7 gallons compared to the 5 gallons that those tall ones give you. And these also have like a really cool built-in reversible spigot, so you can flip this around and screw it on this way, and then suddenly you have like water here. So if we have 2 of these up there for freshwater supply and then have a couple more back here, we can just like pull one out, set it up out here, or set it up over here, and then we suddenly have like another place to like wash hands or wash our feet or whatever.
Shower, Dan.
We can put it on the roof or shower.
No more dents.
No more dents. And this is nice too because instead of just like a plug for the vent hole, it's a threaded vent hole. So you can carry water in this. And you don't have to worry about water spewing out when you're traveling. And also, this being more of a cube than a tall, unwieldy thing, it's less likely, and it's impossible for it to tip over when it's in here. So those are the thought process that went behind figuring out the dimensions of all this. So at this point, I feel like we're over the hump. We're definitely over the hump in the cabinet building. We do have to build a kitchen cabinet and the little cabinet that will also become a seat that goes over, that contains the fridge and goes over the top of the fridge. But I feel like those will be simpler construction. There's no, like, you know, different support pieces that have to happen and has to bear a lot less weight.
For interior, this was the scariest. And
Yeah,
the exterior,
by far.
The windows were the scariest for the exterior, and then interior, these were
Right.
the scariest. So we got over the hump because we did both of the.
We did the scariest thing.
two
Now,
of the scariest things.
the next thing that will be a challenge for us is hooking up all the propane, which
Yeah.
we're not going to do ourselves.
No, it's a propane guy the next town over to.
Right, so we
So-
may not have propane. If we have to go take this on a trip for a few days out of town, we may not have propane ready, but we can just go without propane as long as we can get electricity set up.
Yeah.
We'll just have to, because it's not cold, so we won't have to run the heater. And
If we had a heater.
if we had a heater, we'll have a fridge working, so we can just eat stuff out of the fridge,
Yeah.
or just eat out for, you know, for however many days we're going to be out. Or we can get a little camp stove with a little 1-pound bottle for now.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's our progress right now with this build. We're really happy with how these cabinets turned out and how sturdy they are. So hopefully by the end of today, we will have the top bed platform built and the cushions installed so you guys can see what the sleeping situation all looks like.
Okay.
All right, let's go eat some lunch and then we'll come back and continue working. Okay, quick update here on the rail action. This is how the sides are tied to the van. There's a 3/4 inch, well there's actually a 2x1 technically, but it's only 3/4 inches thick, which is perfect because we got these 3/4 inch boards that'll go across in 3 places to horizontally support the 3/4 inch ply that'll go on top. And here, as you can see underneath, we have the stronghold, the strong plate that's bolted to the van, and it's going through the 3/4 inch birch ply, and on top it's also going through the 3/4 inch oak strip. This is solid wood, and then a big galvanized bolt is going through that, and that's happening in 4 different places. Here, there in the corner, that corner, and then this side right here. And what this strip will serve is, this strip will kind of serve as a guide. So these planks will go across and they'll end right here, so it'll be flush, and then these planks will be glued and screwed to the plywood, which will meet this dimension, so it will lock into place and it won't have any side-to-side play here and there. And the tricky part about this strip is, even though it's just a 1x2 strip of wood, there's like a curve to this wall, mainly because in the back we have those 1-inch trim pieces that we put behind the wall and between the window to kind of fill up that space. So that wall is being pushed out a little bit. So what I've actually had to do is cut out a little notch so it doesn't rub up against it. And then as it goes forward, this is screwed in, this is screwed into the wall, but this is not screwed into the wall. So this part of the wall actually comes out more than here and here. So then I have to cut a taper from here to there so that it meets up properly on the side. So I had to do that to both of these strips, and they're just bolted down right now. I'll probably put a screw in here too, just so that this doesn't lift up. I don't think it will anyways, but I want to put a screw in there. And then I'll cut these planks to size, position them in. The 2 in the back will be glued and screwed in. The one in the front will be just attached to the 3x4 bed platform, and that will kind of free float, because we want to be able to take that off and slide it back to be able to have more kind of sitting area right here. That's it, that's where we're at. So within the next hour or 2 we should have the top bunk ready, and we'll be able to test it for strength. And I'm hoping it's strong enough.